What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fix It Garage. Today we're not working on the track car. We're going to be working on my buddy's very lifted Subaru Outback Sport. What we're going to be doing is some head gaskets. So let's get right into the action. Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt today's video real quick to talk to you about our subscriber special that's coming up. I will be doing a Q&A video for you guys. So what that means for you guys is you need to submit your questions between now and the end of November. Submit them in the comment section below of this video, or you can check out the Instagram link down below. Send me a DM with your question. I'll be sure to answer every question. I'll make sure to shout out your name and your question, and I'll answer it as best as I can. Be sure to get those questions submitted. Remember, last week of November is when all the questions are due, and the video will come out the following week. Thank you everybody that has supported my channel so far, whether you're subscribed or not. If you've watched my videos, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Let's keep this channel growing. Let's keep getting bigger. I've got a lot of cool things planned and I cannot wait to show all of you. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Alright guys, before we start, I just want to show you guys one more quick thing. I want to show you how huge this thing is. So here's my car. Sits about, here. Normal height for a lower track Subaru. And we've got my buddy's car. With the basket on, it's almost as tall as I am. This thing is huge. It's got massive off-road tires on it. This thing is freaking sweet. And it's gonna make it really easy to do these head gaskets on, because I don't need to use things like quick jacks or lifts or anything like that. I can do it all just like this. You guys can see I'll have tons of room to work on it. So, that's the last thing I got for you guys. Now let's get to work. Alright guys, so here's a couple quick little tips that you should always know when pulling an engine. The most important things when pulling an engine are make sure your fluids are drained, and if you're not draining that particular fluid like air conditioning or power steering, make sure those pumps and lines are out of the way. Next thing you want to make sure is that all of your hoses and lines are disconnected. This is fuel lines, coolant lines, vacuum lines. All of those lines should be disconnected and separate from the engine. Then you want to focus on electrical, so things like the starter, your wire harnesses, your grounds. Make sure they're all disconnected so the engine is separate from the chassis harness and all the chassis grounds, and your starter's out of the way so you can separate the engine and the transmission. On a manual transmission, you don't have to worry about torque converter bolts. On an automatic, you want to make sure your torque converter bolts are separated so the engine and transmission can separate. On this car, because it's a manual, we didn't have to worry about that. But then it's making sure that you have your engine hoist is secured to that engine. After it's secured, you want to make sure things like your exhaust are off. Then you can start undoing your transmission bolts between your transmission and engine on this particular car to separate the engine and trans, and then followed by your motor mounts. You want to make sure the motor mounts are unbolted from your subframe or your chassis or wherever they're bolted to. And then you want to go back over and check over everything one last time before you start pulling the engine out. So on this car, the engine kind of fought us a little bit, just had to do with the angle that we had the cherry picker and the angle of the engine and the transmission because the car's so lifted. So it kind of lifted up the chassis. So we fought it a little bit, and I left all that in here. You'll see us lift it, and the whole car will lift, and the engine won't come separate. Yeah, we had to fight it a little bit, but we did eventually get it. As you'll see, we get it out. So those are just some things to keep in mind when you're tearing apart an engine. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Alright guys, so it's getting pretty late as I'm editing this video, so I think I'm going to end it here with the engine coming out of the car and getting put on a stand. I'm going to make this into a 4-part video series. The next one will either be out Friday, or I might have it out tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure yet. Stay tuned to my Instagram and Facebook and anywhere else you guys follow me so you guys know when this next video comes out. I have to see how things go. But plan on probably Friday for this next video, and then we'll put the engine all back together next week. That way then I'm not giving you guys these crazy long videos. So with that being said, I want to thank all of you guys for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw and you want to see the other 3 parts, please remember to smash that like button, and please consider subscribing. With every like and subscription, it allows more people to see my videos, which is all that I really want. I just want people to be able to see my videos. So remember to like and subscribe, and remember to leave comments down below with any questions you might have. If you have any questions on doing head gaskets on an EJ22, please leave them in the comments below, and I will attempt to get back to you guys as quick as I can. Also, don't forget to continue submitting your questions for the subscriber special. That is still coming in December. I need to get more questions so I can have a video that's long enough to justify doing it. If I don't get enough questions, we're going to have to delay it, and I really don't want to do that. So please remember to submit your questions. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and remember that on cars like this, never stop wrenching.